Okay, get ready with me while I tell you a crazy story from 8th grade. So I was in the 8th grade, and so how they would do it was like you would get to the school in the morning, and then I don't think we had to wait in the hallway. That was the 6th graders. Yeah, 6th graders, they had this weird hallway. It was really weird what they did. They had this hallway, they would make them stand in this hallway. It was like locked. Like both of the doors on both ends were like closed, and they basically just trapped you inside of there for like a good 15 minutes every morning. Because like for some reason, they wouldn't want the kids to walk to their lockers. They wouldn't want them to go to their classes or anything. They just wanted to lock them in a hallway. So that's what the 6th graders had to do. But 7th and 8th graders, we would be in the cafeteria. So every morning we would be in the cafeteria for like a good 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes until they would like release us. Then we would go to our locker, then we would go to our first period of the day, right? So what would happen was um, there was this boy who started coming up to me and my friends. My friends were all girls at the time. And he would come up to us and be like, oh, he started making like some weird comments to me, like obviously like bullying comments, like regarding my sexuality and stuff. And at first we just brushed it off because we just like didn't really understand what was going on. But then as like time went on, like this kept happening and happening and happening. My friends were like, you should just tell guidance and see what happens. I was like, okay. I mean, I wasn't really like necessarily upset because it was just more like there was only one of him and there were all of us. So like nothing bad was gonna happen to me because like I had a lot of people like around me supporting me, but they were like, we should tell guidance and just see like if they can do anything about this situation. So wind up, it winds up that this guy ends up getting suspended, and then we find out that it wasn't him who wanted to do it, it was his friend. Now, the ironic part about this story is that his friend is the same person who tried to bully me 2 years later when I was in the 10th grade. So when we had a Latin class together, like I told you in one of my older stories. So for some reason, he had it out for me from day one. Like probably like from the first time he heard that I existed, he just had it out for me. And I don't really know why, because I never knew this boy. I never really cared about him. Like to this day, I still never have gotten to know him. All I know is that I kept my distance from him because he seemed like he had like a lot going on up there, some problems going on. So I always kept my distance from him. And so, whatever. So I go to the office. They basically tell me, okay, what happened was the other boy, but I'll just call him, the black boy, because I'm not going to name him. You might be able to figure out who he is. I'll say that he was one grade below me, and he was dark skinned. If that gives you a hint, you're welcome. So I went into the office and they basically said what happened was this black guy was telling his other friend to come over and harass me every morning. And like, I guess he peer pressured his friend into doing it. So his friend did it. They both got suspended. I don't know what happened. So whatever. So fast forward 2 years. When I get to school on the first day of 10th grade and I see that he's in my class, I'm like, oh my God, not him. Because I knew that he was going to have something to say to me. But, it didn't work. Like, whatever he tried to say, people just kept shutting him down, shutting him down, shutting him down. They were ignoring him because, like, everyone liked me. And, like, they didn't like him. You know? I think people know a good person when they see one. And I think that people know a bully when they see one. And I think that's that. So, nobody supported him in his endeavor of bullying. So he didn't really have any success when I was in that Latin class in 10th grade. But, he tried. He tried. Good for him, but no cigar, right? Not quite. He didn't quite get what he wanted. But, yeah, so 2 years later, he comes into the class and he's like, ugh, Garrett got me in trouble. Which is a funny way of saying it because he got himself in trouble. He was like, Garrett got me in trouble. When I got suspended, my parents took away all my stuff. They took away my cell phone. They took away my iPod. They didn't let me use the computer. I'm like, and whose fault is that, dumbass? And whose fault is that? When you bully someone, especially at school, you know that there's going to be a consequence because it's not like You did it, in the streets where nobody would know that it happened. You did it at your own fucking school, dumbass. Of course they can suspend you. You're at their school and you broke their rules. They have rules against that. There are all these rules about anti bullying. Like, are you stupid? Do you have a brain? Like, what's going on? Of course you got in trouble. Like, what did you expect? I don't know, man. This dude, he was not the sharpest tool in the shed. Like, I wonder what he's doing now. Like, I don't know, man. He was not the sharpest tool in the shed because he really thought he was gonna bully someone and get away with it at the same time. Not likely, my dude. Not likely. I don't know. Let me know. Have you ever been bullied in school? Do you have any stories about what happened? Like, let me know. Comment on this video or do a video reply to my video. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear other people's stories because I feel like bullying always happens in school because that's where, a whole bunch of kids, good and bad, are all kind of trapped together. So I feel like it's very, very common that it happens in the school setting. So, and there's so many times that people are left alone, like on the bus, kids are left, unattended because the bus driver can't really just stand up out of their seat and be like, hey, I have to stop this. Like, they have to keep driving. Like, and I actually have some stories about bullying on the bus. There were some assholes who rode my bus growing up, and who knows, maybe I'll tell you the story of that in one of my next videos. Lots of tea to spill. Keep on watching.